We are revisiting one of my older builds, my apocalyptic build, which some of you guys might know, those of you who have been here a little bit longer probably know which build I'm talking about. I did this a while ago, I'm not gonna lie, but I never did an actual tutorial on it. I said in the video, but I will go ahead and build a block by block tutorial if you guys would like seeing that. Now, some of you guys have requested a block by block tutorial for it, and so I decided, you know what, today is the day that we actually go ahead and show exactly how to build this guy. It's gonna be a little complex, a little bit confusing, but I will be there to guide you guys through it and show you guys exactly how to build this. If you guys do like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And for those of you who are new, this is UMaxter238. I usually do building tutorials and this sort of thing, always instructing you guys and showing you guys, giving you tips on how to do these awesome builds. But with that said, I don't want to talk too much. I'm going to show the building materials needed to actually build this, and we'll jump into it and do a tutorial. Let's do it. And one last thing right before we start the video, I do want to apologize very much to JWD. When I mistook your comment almost a month ago, I felt so bad about this because originally you had asked me to do a build tutorial, and all I responded with was, oh, you can download it on Planet Minecraft, but I didn't realize at the time that Bedrock users can't actually download my worlds, and I want to apologize so much for that. I hope I'm making up to. I hope I can make it up to you by doing a good tutorial today. But with that said, I also do want to apologize if you guys hear lawnmower noises. As always, my neighbor is mowing his lawn again, and that's something we'll just try our best to ignore. With that said, the very first thing I did when starting to build this tutorial or doing this this build was establish a grid, which originally this was actually a 10 by 10 bunker based challenge. So I have a 12 by 12 grid with a 10 by 10 space in the center, and we'll go ahead and get our materials out, which is going to be white concrete, polished andesite, dirt, farmland, smooth quartz stairs, water, and a temporary light source as well. I'm using sea lanterns for the time being, but we do need some light source so we can actually see what we're doing. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is dig down. Because this is an underground bunker, we do need to be able to dig down and get some space cleared out. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 blocks down. And for the sake of this video, what I'm going to do is I am just going to use a fill command and clear this all with one command, so you guys don't have to see me trying and struggling to actually clear this out. So let me do that real quick. And I might close up this wall just because I don't want it to mess with my head at all. Even the littlest details like that will just like all of a sudden mess with my head, and I won't be able to concentrate. Okay, so now that we got that, and we got this right there too, I do recommend if you're building this underground, maybe, you know, purify these caves with some torches and stuff so you don't get some mobs spawning. I will say too that this dirt right here is just a filler block. You guys can use whatever block you want to fill up this area, but I use these blocks just so that you don't have mobs spawning by your base. So the very first thing we're gonna do is actually create a dirt corridor or dirt background wall. I don't know, just a little square of dirt going around this whole base right here. And again, this is just to fill in the blocks. This is what I will be using for all my filler stuff. Next thing we're gonna do, we'll get our white concrete and we'll actually begin to fill up this whole thing, which once again, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to use fill commands so that you guys don't have to see me struggling to fill this up as quickly as I can. So white concrete, there we go. In the very center is going to be a 2 by 2 hole. And if you have it right, you should be able to just look at it and see that there's 1, 2, 3 blocks there, 1, 2, 3 blocks there. It's smack in the center. What you'll do is you'll get your smooth quartz stairs and you'll actually create a square going around like so. So that's this nice little just square in the middle. You'll get your water and you'll actually fill up each and every single one of these stairs. Whoops, I did not mean for that to happen. So now that we got that though, that is this part done. Let's go ahead and get the walls in as well, which the walls, we'll get our andesite, our polished andesite, and we'll just wrap around doing another square, kind of like we just did with this dirt right here. Once again, this build, you won't ever actually see the corner, so if you just want to use dirt to fill that in and use a little bit less resources, you are welcome to do that. For the sake of this building though, I'm just gonna actually do the corners. Next thing we'll do is we'll get our white concrete and start wrapping around like so, just all the way around with this 2 wide hole, this 2 wide wall going all the way around. Building this thing, I realized that the whole kind of base was actually more focused on interior than anything else. And I guess that makes sense when you're doing an underground base, just because you're not going to see it from above, so you got to focus on what's inside, and that's what counts in the end. On top, we'll do another dirt square going around the whole top. So let's do that. And then the very last thing, which I will skip over, is on this third layer here, or on the fourth block, so 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up, we're gonna fill this whole ceiling in with white concrete. And now I'll figure out what to do next from there. So go ahead and fill in that entire roof, and then we'll check out what to do. Gonna put some sea lanterns down too, just because it will start getting dark for you guys. For this next part, the materials we're gonna wanna get is white concrete, polished andesite, dirt, once again, sea lanterns, smooth quartz slabs, and ladder as well. That way you can get between your stories. And if we jump back down, which I recommend if you're doing this in survival to be very careful when you do that, we will go ahead and it doesn't really matter which corner you break in the very first part, so I'm just gonna break that corner right there. And what we're gonna want to do is we'll break these 2 dirt blocks and replace them with some white concrete, and then get a ladder going up. So in here, oh, and I just realized I totally blanked out when I was doing the farmland earlier. I'm sorry about that, guys. For the farmland, you actually do want this ground right here all to be farmed. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry about that, guys. I did not mean to confuse you, but you will replace all of this with farmland right here. Every once in a while I do make mistakes. It is human. I am human, so you know, I make some mistakes every once in a while. But we do want those all to be farmland wrapping around right there, not white concrete like that. Now what we'll do is, now that we got this corner right here, we're gonna get some ladder and just bring it up so that we can actually climb up to the next story right here. And the next story is gonna look very, very similar. What we're gonna do is we'll get our polished andesite, and we will wrap around this entire thing like we have done once before. So let's do that real quick. Oh, this is when I wish I was a better builder, or a faster builder. Next, we'll get our white concrete, and we'll go and fill this up real quick, wrapping around like the wall we just did, which I will skip this real quick. With the walls in place, we'll get our dirt, our temporary blocks, or our filler blocks, and we'll just wrap another rectangle real quick. And then like we did on the last floor, on the 1, 2, 3, the 4th block, we'll actually fill in this entire ceiling with white concrete. It is basically the exact same room we did, so once again, I will skip this one last time, so you guys don't have to see me do this. With the roof in place and some lighting as well, you can see it is very reminiscent of this build down here, which I'm actually going to raise this ladder up just a couple blocks. It is very reminiscent of this room, except that we don't have farmland anymore. The last detail that we want to add to this second story, or yeah, the second story basement, is we'll get our smooth quartz slabs, and we're actually just going to go ahead and on this very top layer right here, we'll fill in the entire ceiling. So go ahead and fill this whole thing up, and then we'll move on to the next story, which we do want the access point for this story to be directly across from this ladder right here. So make sure that the hole is right there, and fill in this entire ceiling real quick. And if you guys guessed it, you were 100% right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get our ladder, we're gonna go up and replace these 2 dirt blocks with some white concrete. And then the next thing we're gonna do is literally just repeat the same room we just did right here on this level. So once again, we'll get our polished andesite, we'll wrap around, and what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna speed through this pretty quickly. I'm gonna just go ahead and fast forward it so you guys can see how I'm building it, yet how it's also, I guess, slightly different, because all we're gonna do is add the ladder going up on this side. So let me go ahead and fast forward through this real quick. And once we've got this room built, I'll raise the ladder just one more. We're gonna go across the hallway, and we're gonna break these 2 blocks right here. We're gonna get our ladder go up, replace these 2 dirt blocks with white concrete, and have the ladder going all the way up. And as you can see, this is the exact room that I have down below. And we're gonna do this one very, very last time. So once again, I will fast forward through it just because you guys know at this point we do the andesite, then we do the white concrete walls with the dirt layer here, white concrete roof with some smooth quartz slabs on top. And each and every single time you do it, you want the ladders to be across from one another. The way you know you're doing this right is, let me go ahead and count the stories real quick so you guys can see if you're getting it right. We'll have this dirt, the farmland right there, so that's story 1. This will be story 2 right here. Then we'll go on to the 3rd story, and then on to the 4th. So you should only have 4th, and then we will actually change it up as we go up just a little bit more. So let's go ahead, fast forward through this real quick once again, and yeah, let's do that. All right, awesome. So we have got this last layer right here, which will have the ladder, of course, going up. And this is where it does get confusing. As you can see, we are actually in the land of the dead again. I guess you could say the land of the dead, since this is apocalyptic build. But yeah, we have 4 stories now, which that was probably the most bland thing I ever had to do. I'm not gonna lie. But I'll go ahead and check out what to do next, because as usual, I'm not sure. And the reason I'm not sure is because it's been a very long time since I've done this base. I did design this 100%. If you guys saw my rant video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. With that said, let me go ahead and check out what to do next and figure out how to teach you guys how to build this next part. So yeah, so this next part, it does get a little bit confusing. If I make any mistakes, I do apologize in advance because my mind is still trying to get wrapped around this. For materials, we're going to want white concrete, brown terracotta, white terracotta, spruce planks, spruce slab, sea lanterns, and ladder as well. And the very first thing we're going to do, as you can see, I extended our ladders up to this 4-block high part. Now we're going to get our white concrete and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I guess you still do want dirt or just some sort of filler block to fill in the gaps that we're going to have. Now that we got that, we can also extend our ladder up 1, 2, 3. On top of that, we're going to get our white terracotta and we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, surrounding it. And I guess in here we can have some more filler dirt if we would like. From there, this is where it starts to get a little bit confusing. And if you guys built this right, by the way, you should be 1 block below this level that you kind of digged from. So if you are 1 above, you can do some terraforming just to fix it up and add some extra dirt. But what we're gonna do is, now that we got this white terracotta here, we're gonna get our white concrete, and on this block, this is gonna be 1, and we're gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over. And now we're gonna do a checkering pattern, kind of brown terracotta and white terracotta. So like this, going across the whole thing. And I just realized, I did say that if you were on this layer, I built it 1 off. I do apologize, guys. See, this is one of the mistakes I was telling you about, because we actually want this to be 3 tall. So I will show you guys how to terraform it if you guys built it wrong, and if you guys followed me, then we all built it wrong because of me. I'm so sorry about that, guys, but I'll show you guys how to terraform it and fix that up. Now that we got that, we'll go ahead and we will get these checkering walls once again, creating a little bit of a hallway. So going all this way over here, right there. And we won't actually put blocks there. We will, however, continue the wallpaper around right here, because this is going to be where our secret entrance is, or we'll put a white concrete there. This is going to be where our secret entrance is to this hallway to get down to our actual bunker. Now from there, we will get our spruce planks out, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a bit of a platform. So from this white concrete, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll create a little bit of a platform in the middle. So we'll go ahead and start filling this all in. It should be a 6x5 platform. And the way you know you can do this, if you're doing this right, this checkering wallpaper that we have should be aligned with this white concrete here. Like I said, it is very complex, but you should have kind of a ring going around these spruce planks. So from there, we'll just get our white terracotta and our brown terracotta, our wallpaper as I keep calling it, and we'll just wrap around this whole thing, creating a nice little bit of a room. This is the top room, the one room that's kind of like a decoy room so that people can't actually find your secret base. So we'll do this real quick. Fill all of this in, up and going around. There we go. So that is what that should be looking like. And now looking at it in person, it's not that confusing. We'll have a white terracotta right there too, just so we can have a doorway there eventually. The redstone is where it will get really confusing, but what I'm going to do for the time being too, eventually we will fill all this in, these gaps right here with a bunch of dirt and light up the underneath. But the reason I have such a big gap right here is because we have a bunch of redstone that goes underneath in order to actually build this secret entrance. So now that we got that, we will get our white concrete and we will layer on top of this layer right here. This is the one hallway, the secret hallway over here. And we'll actually replace some of those with actual sea lanterns or some sort of light source, just so you have some lighting while going down your secret hallway. And then the ceiling for this part right over here is just gonna be spruce slabs, so we can go ahead and fill all that in. And then I think that should be about it for this part. Let me go ahead, I'm gonna check just to make sure I got everything right, which I think I did. That's what we should be looking at though. Very ugly from here, but it will look nice when we're done. And then I'll figure out the redstone part, which is what we're gonna do next. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that. So the materials we will need for this next part is gonna be bookshelf, spruce planks, spruce stairs, spruce button, redstone repeater, cauldron, redstone dust, redstone torch, and a stone pressure plate as well. And I'm gonna kind of wing the redstone because I know the basic concept on how it works, and I'm gonna wing it and hopefully it'll all turn out all right. Ooh, we also need some sticky pistons. Totally forgot about that. So I'll stick the sticky pistons right there. So the very first thing we're gonna do is create the spot where we'll actually have the secret button, which if we're in this room, right, this is the hallway over here. So on this wall, directly across from the hallway, we got these 2 blocks. We're gonna break that spruce plank right there. So once again, if you're from this hallway coming from this way, which, you know what, I'll just extend these ladders up real quickly because I forgot to do that. What we're gonna do is we'll just have it on this block right here. What we're gonna do first of all is we'll put a stair there because we want this button to be as hidden as possible. So we'll have a button right there, and I'm gonna break this wall just for the time being. What we want is we want the button to be on this block right here. So right next to the stair, we've got the button right there. If we were to put the cauldron right there, you could see when we were looking at it, we can press the button from underneath the cauldron, which is perfect, but it looks perfectly secret as well. From there, it's really just building a facade, facade, I don't know. And we put some spruce planks going around this place so that it looks like it was, originally part of the floor. It doesn't actually look like it's just a secret entrance. It's kind of hard to explain. And with the cauldron over it like that, you can definitely see how someone would be able to miss that and not see it when walking by or something. It's definitely harder to see. But we got the button right there, and we got the cauldron on top. Yeah, so that's what we want. Now that we got the button there, the button will have a redstone signal that should, and you can just use temporary blocks or whatever for redstone. We should have a redstone output that goes right there. So I'm going to test this out real quick. Make sure to connect it up to the button, which if we press this guy right here, whoops, I'm going to get rid of that for the time being. We should press the button, and you can see that the redstone dust lights up, which is perfect. So now that we got the secret button installed, that's probably one of the hardest parts. We'll start bringing this redstone dust over here, and I might use a redstone repeater just for the time being. What we're going to do is we're going to get away from that redstone line for a second and create the secret entrance. So breaking these two brown terracotta right here, or no, these white terracotta right here, we are going to want to go ahead and get our sticky pistons out, which I'm going to get these out right here and stick them one block back right there. So the sticky pistons will hold the bookshelf in place right there, and it will become a secret entrance that you can't see unless you press the button. The way we want these sticky pistons to be 100% activated is if we put a block right next to this one and a block right here. So we got these two blocks. We're gonna have a redstone repeater here with a redstone dust on top. So just like that. Again, I will do it again just because my redstoning is not the greatest, and I want you guys to know we have the two sticky pistons right there, and these are on this block right here, so one block away from the spruce planks. We will have a dirt block there and a dirt block underneath that with a redstone repeater pointing into this and a redstone dust right there. From there, we'll go ahead and put a redstone torch, and as you'll be able to see, what happens is these two pistons should activate like so. If they don't activate like that, then you built something wrong, and you might want to rewatch this little bit of a clip again. And from there, I'll actually break this redstone dust, and what we're going to do for the button is we're going to connect it. We'll bring the redstone dust up and around, and right here, we want to have this redstone repeater pointing into the block with the redstone torch on top of it. I know that's very confusing, and if you guys need to watch this part again, I totally understand. If you need some more explaining, I can do a very small separate video real quick, just explaining how this redstone works and everything. But basically, if everything went right, you should be able to press this button right here, and these pistons should retract just like that. If they don't retract when you press this button, then again, just watch the clip and watch it very, very closely for what I did. From there, we can actually go ahead and hide this all. So I'm going to hide this in the walls, hide this as well, put the cauldron there, and now we have a secret button with an entrance. The way the secret button works, and I'm going to hide this over here as well, is if we were to get our bookshelves out now and put these right here, and let me get some lighting in here because it just got very dark. So if we were to go ahead and press this button right here, you can see that these bookshelves retract and give you a split second of time to actually run into the secret passage over here. And that is exactly what we want. That is what the secret button is meant to do. That's the whole reason, in all honesty, that I never did the tutorial in the first place too, is because I hate redstone. Well, I don't hate it. I'm just not the best at it. And I was just getting too confused. The very last thing we want to do too is, now that we have this cool secret entrance, obviously you want to be able to get out of this place too. So we're going to put a pressure plate on this block right by the bookshelf. And we are going to take a redstone line from underneath it, which for this, all you need to do is actually put a block underneath the block with the pressure plate on it. So if we put some redstone dust right there and we step on it, you can see that it activates the redstone dust. And from there, we'll just connect this redstone dust to this redstone dust right over here. And now if we do that, should be able to step on the pressure plate and it opens for us. And we can press this button and it also opens for us. That is how you do the redstone. Super confusing. Again, guys, if you need to watch the video or if you need a better explanation, let me know down in the comments below, because I know that's very confusing, but now we should be able to put a cauldron here and have the secret button so that we can enter our room over here, and we should be able to walk on the pressure plate and exit as well. The very last thing I do want to say too, as well, is now that we have all this area down here that is absolutely cluttered with redstone and that sort of stuff, I would recommend filling this all in with dirt, but be careful when you place the dirt, because if you do, it can break the redstone signal. So honestly, what I would do is I would just get a bunch of torches and kind of spam it right here, just so you don't have mobs and that sort of thing spawning in your base. But from there, we are almost done. I'm gonna figure out what the last part is, which is probably the shack building part, and then we'll be done. Now the very last materials we're gonna need is gonna be acacia log, spruce planks, dark oak stairs, dark oak slab, dark oak sign, iron bars, ladder, and I also forgot, but we also want some stripped, I think it's stripped spruce log, I believe. I could be wrong on that part. No, yep, I am. It's stripped dark oak log. And there will be a few materials as well that I kind of just showcase and everything. Like I'll pick out when we're going along just for decorations and that sort of thing. But now that we got this all pretty much done, we will go ahead and get our ladder real quick, and we'll extend our ladder up on this block. As you can see, I broke a block right here, right next to the bookshelf. We'll go all the way up, and then we'll actually go ahead. We're gonna get some cobblestone out as well. You can see my materials is gonna be kind of random as we go along. And we're actually gonna create a little bit of a space. So right here, we're gonna have on this block, we'll have cobblestone here, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 right there. So we got this kind of base. This is gonna be where the floor of the little shack is that we have, that you guys saw in the very beginning of the video. I'm gonna get rid of that cobblestone, and I'm actually gonna get some grass path, and I'm gonna just kind of fill in some area around this as well. I'm gonna cover this all up just because we don't want to see this anymore. Actually, I'll do that in just a bit. You know what? Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. As you can tell, I haven't practiced this part of my video. I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward real quick as I put a bunch of these grass blocks down, or these grass paths, just so that I can have the terrain in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through that real quick. Now that we got the terraining done, which it is a very loose terrain, and I just kind of did it very quickly and free-handed, we have got this. So I will go ahead and I will put the other materials that we're gonna need. Let me go ahead and get this real quick. Is we're gonna want some iron trapdoors, and we're gonna want 1 lever. So let's go ahead and get that real quick. And right here on this trapdoor, we'll put a trapdoor right there, the iron trapdoor with the lever actually built into the side of the wall right there, powered. On top like so. That way we can go ahead and climb out, and we also have a little bit of security in our base. So when we climb down here, we can flick this lever, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for other players to get into our base. From there though, we can go ahead and create the rest of the shack, which the shack is very, very simple. Let me go ahead and show how you build it. So in this corner right here, we'll go up about 1, 2, 3 maybe. We'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and I just realized sorry about this guys, I keep making these mistakes just because it's one of the most complex yet one of the least complex builds at the same time. I think this shack inside the interior, no, you know what, we'll have it 4 big. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of edits on the fly. Okay, what we'll do is we'll get our other logs and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll have this kind of surrounding right there. Now that we got that, we'll get our spruce planks and we'll wrap around creating a little bit of a shack right here. We'll have that block right there. And we'll create another layer, a block above, creating these little bit of windows right here as well. And we'll wrap that all around there as well. From there, we'll get our dark oak stairs and we'll start forming a very, very simple shack top. So we'll go ahead and do that right there. Every time I say shack too, I think of Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know why, but that keeps popping in my head, and I thought that was kind of funny. All right, now that we got that, we'll get our slabs as well, and we'll put our slabs up here, just going around, making it very, very simple, nice little shack. We will destroy it in just a second and ruin it and make it look absolutely beautiful, because this is an apocalyptic land, and we want it to look like we are in an apocalyptic land. From there, we'll go ahead and put in these spruce planks as well, creating these nice little bit of windows. And now we can go ahead and start destroying it. Now that we got this shack, we're gonna go ahead and texture it up and destroy it a little bit, which I'm gonna replace this ground right there with cobblestone real quick. The way we do that is just haphazardly place some blocks and, you know, just start destroying it, making it look weird. We will have some holes in it too, because I love having holes in these types of builds, so you can actually see through the roof right there. Maybe we're missing a plank right there and an upside down stair right there. And you can see, just by adding these random blocks here and this random assortment of materials and stuff, we get this very broken down looking shack roof, which I absolutely love. So maybe a slab there. It's kind of all just up to preference too, what you want, what you think looks good. Maybe right there I won't have anything, or I'll have the slabs go up just a little bit, and you can see we've created this kind of ruined looking roof. Another thing we can do too is if we get some trapdoors, I'm gonna get the dark oak trapdoors, and we'll place some of these haphazardly around the roof as well. So just kind of here and there, making it look like we got some patches going on. The roof has had been worn out. You know, it's during this apocalypse thing that this house has really had a toll taken out on it. So now that we got that, we can also, you saw that I grabbed some dark oak sign. What we can do with that is we can actually hang some of these signs around as well, just for a tiny bit more of texturing and detail and that sort of thing. So maybe we can break the block right there, put a sign there and a sign there to just kind of have it textured up. And basically you just want to keep doing this around the whole house, you know? And maybe add some iron bars for a window right there, or I have some spruce slabs that looks like the wall is broken down a little bit. Like, let me get some stairs real quick. It's basically just, you know, just kind of looking at it and seeing what it needs and what you want to add to make it look like the whole thing has been ruined. Another thing I like to do is I'll get some oak signs out and we'll put some patches going, or not oak, what am I saying? Dark oak signs, and add some of these patches. If we get some trapdoors too, we can add these trapdoor kind of things that look like it's just patched up. And yeah, you'll just do this around the whole base. And this is probably one of the more simple parts. What we can do also for the interior is if we get some mossy cobblestone, we can break some of this right here and replace some of that so that we got the floor looking all disgusting. And then the very last thing I do as well is I also get some coarse dirt out, and I will go ahead and surround this whole thing with some coarse dirt. So I'm gonna start placing this down just every once in a while, just for some more added detail, extra detail. So let's go ahead and keep wrapping this around just so that it looks like it's on a little bit of a patch of dry land or something like that. I don't know. And now that we got that, we might as well get a few more materials. You guys are kind of seeing my thought process as I go along this too. That's kind of cool for you guys. I think what we want to get is dead bush, that's what it's called. And we'll add a few dead bushes around because this is an old radioactive world where we don't like, you know, have a good living condition. What I might do too is I might get some slabs, some spruce slabs, and make the roof all janky and weird looking. So adding those blocks in right there. And that should be just about it. If you guys want to see the interior on how I did this and everything and all the middle materials, because all I wanted to do today was show the structure of this and show exactly how that was built. But if you guys want the materials, or if you want to see the interior, I actually do have another video. Link will be down in the description. So go ahead and check that out if you want to see exactly how to build this inside part right here. And I might have it look a little bit different in the base, but basically we got the main precepts, the main kind of base done, which the main parts was this button here, you know, actually being able to go down into the base by pressing this secret button right there and going down the library, and then the 4 floors. So with that said, that is actually done. I'm kind of glad that's done too. I'm glad that's off my chest and I can finally be finished with it. I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But with that said, I'm a little tired. I'm gonna stop now. I don't know what my next video is gonna be, but I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, I hope you enjoy playing Minecraft, and ciao.